No one ever truly heals from the death of a parent. But sometimes it brings new surprises, like a free cheer up from BoJack Horseman. So I stopped on a Jack in the Box on the way here, and the girl behind the counter said, "Hiya! Are you having an awesome day?" Not, "How are you doing today?" No, "Are you having an awesome day?" Which is pretty shitty, because it puts the onus on me to disagree with her. Like, if I'm not having an awesome day, suddenly I'm the negative one. Usually, when people ask me how I'm doing, the real answer is I'm doing bad. But I can't say I'm doing bad, because I don't even have a good reason to be doing bad. So if I say I'm doing bad, then they ask, "Why? What's wrong?" And I have to be like, "I don't know all of it." So when people ask me how I'm doing, I usually say, "I'm doing so great." But when this girl at the Jack in the Box asked me if I was having an awesome day, I thought, well, today I'm actually allowed to feel bad. Today I have a good reason. So I said, "Well, my mom died," and she immediately burst into tears. So now I have to comfort her, which is annoying. Meanwhile, there's a people lining up behind me who are all giving me these real judgy looks because I made the Jack in the Box girl cry. And she's bawling and she's saying, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry." And I'm like, it's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it's fine. And I would kind of like to order a double Jack meal, kind of somewhere to be used to maybe less of the crying, more of the crying. So the girl apologizes again, and she offers me a free churro with my meal. And as I'm leaving, I'm thinking, I just got a free churro because my mom died. No one ever tells me when your mom dies you get a free churro. Anyway, sorry, that's not part of the... Okay, all right, let's go. Here I am, BoJack Horseman doing eulogy. Let's go. Beatrice Horseman. Who was she? What was her deal? She was born in 1938 and died in 2018. One time she went to a parade, and one time she smoked an entire cigarette in one long inhale. I watched her do it. Truly a remarkable woman. Lived a full life, that lady, just all the way to the end, which is now, I guess. Really makes you think, though, right? Life goes by, stuff happens, then you die. But seriously, that's all I have to say about my mother. No point in being a dead horse, right? So, now what? I don't know. Mom, you have any ideas? Anything? No? Nothing to contribute? Not one to be proud of me. Can I just say how amazing it is to be in a room with my mother, and I would just talk with her and telling me to shut up and make her a drink? "Hey Mom, not once do you think I should shut up." "No? Are you sure? I mean, I don't want to embarrass you by making this eulogy into a eulogy, so seriously, you want me to sit down and let someone else talk? Just not. I won't be offended." "No? Your funeral." Sorry about the closed casket, by the way. She wanted an open casket, but she said not, so who cares if she wanted? No, that sounded bad. I'm sorry. I think if she could have seen what she looked like dead, she'd agree it's better this way. Here's a story. When I was a teenager, I performed a comedy routine for my high school talent show. There was a cool jacket I wanted to wear because I thought it made me look like Albert Brooks. For months I saved up for this jacket, and when I finally had enough, I went to the store and they had just sold it to somebody else. So I went home and I told my mother. She said, "Let that be a lesson. Don't significant from wanting things." She was so good at dispensing life lessons that always seemed to circle back to everything being my fault. But then, on the day of the talent show, my mother had a surprise for me. She had bought me the jacket. Even though I knew she didn't know how to say it, I knew this meant she loved me. Now that's a good story about my mother. It's not true, but it's a good story, right? I stole it from an episode of Maude I saw when I was a kid. I remember when I saw it thinking, that's the kind of story I want to tell about my parents when they died, but I don't have any stories like that. All I know about being good, I learned from TV, and in TV, a lot of characters are constantly showing people that they care about these surprising grand gestures, and I think a part of me still believes that's what love is. But in real life, the big gesture isn't enough. You need to be consistent. You need to be dependably good. You can't just take a boat out to the ocean and save your best friend. You need to do it every day, which is so hard. When you're a kid, you convince yourself that maybe the grand gesture could be enough. That even though your parents aren't what you need them to be over and over again, at some point they might surprise you with something wonderful. I kept waiting for that. The proof that even though my mother was a hard woman, deep down she loved me, cared about me, and wanted me to know and made her life a little bit brighter. Even now I find myself waiting. Hey Mom, Not once did you love me, care about me, want me to know maybe let's build a brighter. My mom did not go gentle into that good night. She went clawing and fighting and thrashing. I was in the hospital with her in those last moments, and they were truly nonsensical, full of screams and cries. But there was this moment, this one instance of strange calm, when she looked in my direction. She said, "I see you." That's the last thing she said to me. "I see you." Not a statement of judgment or disappointment, the simple recognition of someone in the room. "Hello there. You are a person, and I see you." Let me tell you, it's a weird thing to feel at 54 years old that for the first time in your life, your mother loves you. It's an odd realization that that's the thing you've been missing. The only thing you wanted all along was to be seen. And it doesn't feel like a relief to finally be seen. Oh no, it feels mean, like, oh, turns out you knew exactly what I wanted and you waited till the very last moment to give it to me. I was prepared for more cruelty. I was sure she would get in one final zinger about how I let her down, how I was fat and stupid, how I was needy and burdened and embarrassed, all of that. I was ready for her. I was not ready for her. "I see you." Only my mother would be lousy enough to swipe me with a moment of connection on the way out. But maybe it wasn't about connection. Maybe I'm giving her too much credit. Maybe it was, "I see you like a, I see you like a, you may have the rest of a fool, but I know exactly who you are." That's more my mother's speed. Or maybe she literally meant, "I see you. You're an object that has entered my field of vision." She was pretty out of it by the end, so maybe it's dumb to try and attribute to anything. Maybe we're dumb to try and pin significance on every little thing. Maybe when someone says, "I see you," it means, "I see you." Again, it's possible she wasn't even talking to me because, I'm being honest, she wasn't really looking at me. She was looking just past me. There was nobody else in the room, so I wanted to think she was talking to me, but she was so far gone at that point, who knows what she was seeing? "Who are you talking to, Mom?" My mom, even before she died, could barely remember who I was. You never get a happy ending because there's always more story. I guess, until there isn't. My mom would hate it if she knew I spent so much time at her funeral talking about old TV shows. Or maybe she'd think it's funny that her idiot son can even do this right. Who knows? She left no instructions for what she wanted me to say. All I know is that she wanted an open casket and her idiot son couldn't even do that right. I'm not going to stand up here and pretend I ever understood how to please that woman, even though so much of my life has been wasted in vain attempts to figure it out. But I keep going back to that moment in the ICU and "I see you. I see you." Jesus Christ, we were in the intensive care unit. She was reading a sign. My mom died and all I got was a free hero. You know what the shittiest thing about all this is? It's when that stranger behind the counter gave me that free chew, that small act of kindness showed more compassion than my mother in her entire goddamn life. Like, how hard is it to do something nice for someone? This woman behind the counter didn't even know me. "I'm your son. All I had was you." Suddenly you realize you'll never have the good relationship you wanted, and as long as they're alive, even though you've never admitted, a part of you, the stupidest goddamn part of you, was still holding on to that chance. You didn't even know it till that chance went away. My mother is dead, and everything is worse now. Because I know I will never have a mother who looks at me across the room and says, "BoJack Horseman, I see you." But I guess it's good to know. It's good to know that there was nobody looking out for me, and there never was, and there never will be. No. It's good that I know I'm the only one I can depend on, and I know that now, and it's good. And it's good that I know that, so it's good that my mother's dead. Well, no point in beating a dead horse. Beatrice Horseman was born in 1938 and died in 2018, and I have no idea what she wanted. Unless what she wanted is what we all want.